So we're more than halfway through the hurricane season, but any time is a good time to check in on your hurricane supply kit to make sure it is stocked and ready to go. Now, one of the basics that everyone should have is a working weather radio. This uses a hand crank in the event my batteries died. Another good staple that everybody should have, of course, are flashlights. These are, go without saying, you'll need these if you lose power, and you'll need strong, really good flashlights. Make sure you have a lot of batteries on hand as well. Now, this is a smoke detector. Everyone knows that we should have these functioning all during hurricane season in the event you lose power. This one is actually controlled by an app, and I can test it at all times and, more importantly, get notifications if something is going on in my house and I'm not home.
Ready in the kids' room. Press to test.
Okay, so one of the most important things that I always want to have, whether it's hurricane season or not, is a first aid kit. These are super helpful. It's often times that you forget about this kind of stuff: Band-Aids, antiseptic, first aid creams. If you are in a hurricane area and you're hit, this is something that you can't do without either. These are utility gloves. This is really important when you're moving tree branches, any type of dangerous debris in your yard. You always want to make sure you have a couple of pairs of those on hand. These are also an essential. Rain ponchos. So I've also got a little packet of these. These are little antiseptic wipes, and these are also really good to have. They're small, they're portable. I always take some of these and put them in my purse or put them in my own personal backpack if we're out and the power's out in our neighborhood for multiple days. If you need a sleeping bag, maybe you've got to have a friend that crashes at your house last minute, this is always something to good have on hand as well. So I'm getting towards the bottom of my kit here, but here's a couple of other things that I think are important. Kleenexes, and never have enough of tissues. Another useful item is this. This is an emergency glow stick. Okay, now this is, of course, goes without saying, this is drinking water. So make sure you have drinking water on hand. You don't need these packets like I have. These are just compact and fit inside my bag. Just jugs of water, of course, and you need about a gallon of water per day per person. And don't forget, your pets also need drinking water. These, of course, go without saying, having gloves on hand. And here's something else that's good to have: playing cards. Oftentimes when you don't have power, there's not much to do, there's no Wi-Fi. You'd be surprised how far and how long you can have fun with just an ordinary stack of playing cards. I always have this in my kit. And lastly, it's really important to have a hurricane plan. Know your zone, it's called. If you live in a flood-prone area or an area that would have to evacuate during a landfalling system, know those roads that you're going to need to take to get out of harm's way. Know the highways, know the local roads, know the back roads. Sometimes those are the best way to get out of a dangerous situation. The Weather Service also says it's important that you don't have to evacuate hundreds of miles away from home. Maybe only 10 miles will get you away from the danger zone, but know where you're going to go well ahead of a landfalling system. For Florida Storms, I'm meteorologist Leslie Hudson.